Well, this is really cool. Like, honestly, I'm enjoying this series so much. Like, fucking Juno, like, oh man, she just was going through the ringer with that. And he thought you were in love, and just like, nope, you got DDT'd. What I really like enjoying about the series so far, though, just the fact that every single episode is essentially just, a poem from Edgar Allan Poe or a short story and stuff. So that's really cool. That's really cool and everything. Because I'm like, obviously, him sitting there is like, it's so much to Raven. Like, old man sitting alone, fireplace going on, like, what I mean, him essentially confronted with his delusions and all this other stuff. It's like it's definitely the Raven. It's definitely, but we haven't had like the full story of it, I would believe. It's somewhat like, it feels like this season is kind of like the embodiment of the Raven in just one thing, but like they might end on it. I'm not too sure. Like, I don't know what the titles names are, and I assume that the titles names are probably going to be the specific poems that it is, because definitely one of them was Black Cat. That was the one that Leo died in. Like, what I mean, one was a Telltale Heart. So it's like there's multiple instances of these stories that are in there. They even have his poems in there, like his short poems and stuff like that. Like A Dream Within a Dream was said. The City in the Sea, same thing. So so far, interesting. If this comes up with season 2, I don't know how they're going to do it, but um I am here for it. This has been a really good play on Edgar Allan Poe's stories, especially with the concept of like death or the devil or whatever kind of being wrapped around in it, because we all know that's what I was saying in the very first episode, how dreary it was. And I was like, oh, this is the emo phase. Because I mean, I liked Edgar Allan Poe before that when I was a kid and stuff. But the thing is that his stuff always embodies like that sort of dreary gothic sort of style that goes in there. That's why I particularly always liked it. It's just cool as fuck. But to see it in a show, like a modernized show or whatever, and just have these situations play out. Yeah, even the last one I believe was The Pendulum. Right? That's the one. He had a story like that called that, because I've read so many of those as a kid. Haven't revisited him in years, so I'm a little misremembering some things. But yeah, so far it's been really fucking good. So get to see the season finale. Of course, Juno left, and I say this with all specific characters. They usually, the relationship just kind of like whoever they're fucking, it just completely breaks off and then they die. So this is probably going to be his grand conclusion if he does face off, like him and his sister or whatever. But we're going to have to see how this is going to unfold. Death or the devil or whatever has kept him alive at this point in time. So I guess we're heading to the finishing of the story of the Raven, if you will. But either way, we're going to get into this. So let's go.
84,000 people just last year. Just in the US.
What, died from his medicine?
But we know better, don't we? Millions, Roderick. Millions. Your tally is fucking impressive. I'm sorry I couldn't accept your resignation. I tried to explain that to your sister, that she wasn't going to change the math. And she had it in her head that
if I die,
this stops.
stops.
He had it in his head too.
she tried to loophole me.
Yeah.
Name your price.
Oh, sweetie.
I don't think you can
You are funny.
barter with her. What do you mean?
There's only a few more transactions left.
I'm guessing that's the boss. He wanted to fuck his sister, so she probably brought him down here, and then they just killed him. And then since he's gained so much notoriety, they just put him in place of the other guy, essentially. And then this is supposed to be their quote-unquote birthright, Oh, so he's the jester. Can he control her?
I'm gonna tear up your statement. They shouldn't have talked to you without me here, and they know better.
I don't think he can control her.
My statement was the truth.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I don't think you can control her, brother.
He mutilated her.
Did he? Did you see that occur? Look, I don't expect you to understand this, but your father was the swing vote on the board with
She don't care about that, bro.
your mother. As much as she's been through, she understands this family pretty well, and I promise you, after I talk to her, she'll do what's right for the company.
Then you won't talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think you're coming near her with another pair of pliers over my dead body, you fucking ghoul.
Saying you can't control her.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
You know where she gets that from, right?
She learning from both of y'all.
With Freddie gone, the board went up. There's no easy way
I'm
to say it.
out. And Freddie gone, they need someone to step in fast.
It's me.
I bet. Just get me to kill myself before you could kill me. She wouldn't let me die.
I mean, your own sister cut off your head. My boss said we'd already won once you were on the plate. I told him he was wrong. He says, what else do you want?
What else did you want?
Justice.
What does that look like?
Suppose I'll know it when I see it. You speak so highly of her, but you won't answer her texts.
Of all of my children, I most like Tamerlane. Outsourcing intimacy.
Wow.
I choked it out of them. Annabelle, she had custody. I couldn't stand that, so I waited till they were old enough, and I just bombed them with money. And I looked at them, and I saw myself. But whatever if their mother had been in there, but it was gone. And Annabelle, so just couldn't live without them.
She took her own life?
But Lenore always had her in there. My fire, but grandmother's heart.
I think she gets her fire from your sister personally. I think it's your sister and your ex-wife.
And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea
Wow.
can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee.
When people asked how you took them, I'd say he's rich. And you don't understand what that word means. They only knew appetite, and here you said, come
Yeah.
with me. Gorge yourselves.
Yeah, you basically were the hand of the devil.
You didn't feed them, though, did you? I thought you were a rich man all this time, but I see you now. I look at you and I see you.
For who you really are.
The poverty of you.
Mm.
Maybe they died in their childhoods. What the fuck were you thinking?
Knew you would not understand.
You betrayed Augie. He was just trying to do the right thing. He's gonna get fired. You're walking the halls at Fortunato, Rufus Griswold's arm on your shoulder.
We're not done with him.
I have to go.
Don't be stupid.
No, I do. I don't know you. The man I know, the man that I love, could never. But you're not him. I think I made him up.
I do like that he made Annabelle Lee. They made Annabelle Lee his wife, you know, because this is just the poem that it's literally called Annabelle Lee, and it's about losing, you know, someone who's so beautiful and perfect, essentially.
There by the sea. In her tomb. By the sounding sea.
God, man, who knew Edgar Allan Poe was gonna be hitting like this? Like, god damn. Yeah, that's when he fell out.
It's time.
Gotta heed the call. Yep.
You said you'd tell me how they all died. And you did. But you also said you'd confess.
These are my confessions.
All right, Augie.
And then the reason that he calls him Augie is because of the fact that his wife called him Augie.
You sure I can't tempt you?
No.
Wish I'd said that.
He's like, damn, looking back on it, I shouldn't even took that deal with the devil. God damn.
2 fucking years with that bloodhound on my heels. But you played this thing so fucking beautiful. You were my right hand. I told the board, I told the shareholders, you are the best thing that has ever happened to this company.
Yep. Now you just kill him and he moves up.
Let's have another drink.
Way ahead of you. You're a sherry man, aren't you?
Holy shit. What is Amontillado?
A powerful wine for a powerful man. To Fortunato.
Here, fucking here. To Fortunato.
She doesn't even take a drink.
Hit the head real quick. Yeah, go. Do your thing.
Leave her to game him pretty much. Yeah, so she probably drags him down there like, oh, I'll fuck or whatever. Takes him down to the basement. And then they kill him. Because she's all about doing what you have to win, right? That's why she was even understand, like, you know, suck a nigga dick or some shit. You know, you just doing that. That works for you. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna wander down here. You know what this is, right?
nigga can't even tell that she's not even interested. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Patience, baby.
Fellas, stop getting gamed by these bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop getting gamed by these girls, man.
If you can get over here, you can do anything you want to me.
Accept that challenge, eh? Hey.
You big, strong,
Yeah.
powerful man.
It was to show him how weak he is. And then stand over him. Damn, they buried him alive? Oh no. Or maybe they did, I'm not too sure. No, they really did like bury him alive. That's fucked up.
Did you drug me?
I like how you pretended to be impressed with the bottle, like you can tell the difference between sherry and Amontillado.
The fuck is this?
It's a hostile takeover.
Seriously, what is this?
I thought we were gonna steal the stages, but we may never get out of denial. We're gonna be finishing this wall and still be hearing, seriously, what is this?
God damn.
I will fucking kill you!
Definitely not then. And actually, I think that makes this self-defense, so thanks.
It's not self-defense, alright? What the fuck? You said it yourself. Nobody will hear you.
You want me to what? Resign? Confess?
You're just a liability if you're alive.
All right, listen to me. Okay.
And pleading.
Listen to me. I can get you things. I can give you whatever you want. Stock options, promotion. Madeline, you should come work for us. How does VP sound?
I was thinking COO.
$3 million.
Well, brother,
I'm
I'm about to run the company. I don't really care about 3 million, not gonna lie.
Be very disturbed when I learn what you've done. And that you disappeared. You ran off to a beach somewhere without extradition. The company's in a tailspin. Can't promote the existing brass. They're all tainted goods. What if there was a candidate who already escaped the hangman once?
Yep.
Given my celebrity status right now, I'll be on the fast track.
Niggas coming to work next day. Hey, did we do that wall? Ah, fuck it. Like, like all the other walls aren't done, but I mean, I guess.
That candle lasts you about an hour or so, then I'm afraid you're in the dark.
Damn, burying somebody alive is wild. That guy did not deserve that. I'm not gonna lie. Yep, that got to her saying that.
Kinda thought he'd be louder.
I know.
He probably is in the stage of acceptance. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm dead. Might as well just have flashbacks. Like,
I thought to myself, if that is who I'd have to serve, to fuck for diamonds and furs in a house on the Cape, forget it.
So there is a limit.
No, it's not a limit, it's a standard. I don't want it. any of it if it involves serving at some man's pleasure.
Girl, you made that your whole identity. Like, god damn.
So what would you do to make your dreams come true? People talk a good game, but money where your mouth is. What would you be willing to do?
Never have I ever. Fuck, marry, kill. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Devil at the crossroads? It's all just fairy tales.
I mean, but you kind of fucked up there, right?
The real world is Darwinian. Survival, chaos, power, leverage.
Over each other.
Both of you. Couple real killers.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, you killed Rufus Griswold tonight, didn't you? And you're here building an alibi. What if I said I could guarantee that you'll get away with it? You will be the king and queen of Fortunato, your birthright, and I'll sweeten the deal. No legal consequences, guaranteed, for your whole life.
Well, you know what? Sign me up.
The fuck are you talking about?
You feel it
You already know what she's
Both
talking
of you.
about.
in the air.
This
We're
place
sitting outside of
exists.
time and space.
Time and space, right? Outside of time and space.
Luck meets opportunity.
I would. Maybe it's unlucky, right?
You're gonna say
But
it
it
costs
also-
what, our
It is what it is.
souls or whatever?
No such thing. For one, and even if there was, you already sold them tonight, one brick at a time. What if I said you get all that, the whole thing, and the price is deferred? Let the next generation foot the bill.
That's why they're all dying.
What's the deal? You get the whole world.
Well, it's what I said though. It's like, what did he do? Sacrifice
At the
his
end of
kids
it
for
all,
this?
Just before you would have died, Roderick.
He's
just
fucking
before you would have died.
boss.
Anyway,
That's who he is.
your bloodline dies with you.
Hypothetically, how long would he live?
No, dear. You two die together. You came into this world together. You go out of it together.
Yeah.
Or no deal. I'm
She
a
tried to
creature of
cheat.
symmetry. You'd live a long time. Longer than any man in the Usher family ever has. But when that curtain falls, everyone takes a bow together.
Damn, what's that mean for Lenore? I hope that wife did cheat. Shit.
What's more loving, 40 years, 50 years of a gilded life, or 70, 80 years of anxiety, tribulation, and heartache?
Hmm.
Every Usher that exists today, and every Usher yet to be born, they will live a blessed, privileged life and depart the stage together.
I'd say that's a good deal.
I'd say that's a done deal.
Then say it.
You have a deal?
You too, Cleopatra.
I don't even have kids. This is his thing.
You too.
You have to both do it. She said it.
You have a deal.
In the ancient world, we'd seal this with blood or spit. And then later, papyrus.
What, just a drink?
A deal's a deal.
Yeah, that same one, huh?
Henri IV, Doudignon, héritage, cognac. You drink this on the best day of your life, or your last night on Earth. To the house of Usher, whose time has come.
That's how this all went. It's so funny how unsure she looks, like how dedicated or focused she is on shit. But in this moment, she looks super unsure. And then he seems more confident. It's like, what?
That was loopy.
What a weird fucking lady. Do you think she meant...
Okay. She really just snuck in the opportunity. She's like, hey, these people are great. But like they said, though, we've came up here plenty of times and never have seen this bar before. She's like, oh, well, you know, you guys just open? Something like that. Something like that.
It faded like a dream. Like by the time we got home, it didn't feel real. We were so worried about someone finding Grizz sweet.
You just put it in the back of your head.
And over the years, it was just a weird dream.
Came back to haunt you, though.
Pim was looking for this woman. You said he found her.
Yeah.
Where was she?
Same place she'd been the whole fucking time.
She was in our hearts. Yeah, he really doing some covert shit now. But he technically can't really do anything to her. Like, what? How much you're willing to do. Damn, bro. She's gonna be behind him. So you done with that? So let's make a deal, Pim. Nigga, you got an inhaler? Oh, no. That took it down a notch.
Ready for pickup. I'm leaving now.
Wow, that was amazing. You're beautiful at what you do. Can I get you a drink?
So this really is just like, I'm gonna make a deal?
So your guy, once he picked me up, he was gonna cut off my hands and my head, and then the body goes into an oil drum and gets dropped 100 miles out.
Something like that.
You really don't remember me? I was so impressed with you lot. The Transglobe
Is that the reason why he was like the only guy to make it out?
It's one of my favorite things about human beings. Starvation, poverty, disease. You could fix all that just with money. And you don't.
We're a virus, I think.
You're so damn interesting. That's why I had to go topside. And you saw me too. Standing on the ice. The aurora above. What happens to you when the Ushers are gone? You've enjoyed a sense of immunity throughout your life, but it isn't yours. It's theirs, just reflected.
Wow.
Fortunata Pharma will be dissolved in a bankruptcy settlement. The family trust will turn over $4.5 billion.
And you can make this happen.
Oh, no, this will happen without me. Humanity will shit that bed themselves.
What are you offering?
There's a file. Camille Espana was very good at what she did. Barely scratches the surface, but the surface alone will get you 20 to life.
Wow.
So you can either ride the phoenix out of Fortunato's ashes, or you can watch it fly away from a federal prison cell.
Like, come on, bro.
What are you asking in return?
What do you have, Arthur? What have you got? No spouse. No children. No familial connections.
This man has just been dedicated to his work, essentially.
But everyone loves something.
You know, I do like them big booty bitches.
There's collateral.
No. No man or woman has leveraged me in 70 years of life. I'm not gonna cede that ground. Not this close to the end.
Wow.
Thank you for your consideration and for your generous offer. But I think I'll play out my hand.
Yeah. He's like, I'm already old, man. I've been through it. It's kind of whatever to me.
Fair enough.
I like people denying the deal, though. Like, I'm good, bro.
This has been a pleasure.
Man, you gotta respect him, man. He's like, look, you ain't get me on no bullshit, all right? I'm good. I done a lot of shit. I think it's time to go.
Mom's in the ICU, and I'm never going home again. I can't believe Juno would leave you here by yourself.
Oh, don't be too hard on her.
Oh, I hope Juno's not gonna get hit with some bullshit just because she married the nigga. Like, goddamn.
Maybe not having Fortunato anymore. Maybe it's a good thing. For you. That place wasn't good, Grandpa.
Well, maybe you'll make it good someday. Can you do that, do you think?
I say this with love. Let it go. Let go of Fortunato and Ligadone and all the bad stuff. We did bad stuff, Grandpa. Our family did bad stuff. It's not too late to fix it.
I guess as we. Sounds like you're saying you're me, but backwards. Ay, ay, ay. Now you trying to broker her deal?
Who are...
You know, I told them. The terms were clear. And they're just... Well, they always had a hard time focusing on things outside of their immediate concerns, didn't they? Have a seat. There's a lot about my job I love. But there are moments like these that bring me no joy. I hope you know that.
Because she was just talking shit, too. Just like, you guys can solve all these problems. And what does she want to do? Do everything else, solve people's problems and shit? Like, what the fuck?
Her battle scars become armor. She inherits a sizable fortune when Fortunato collapses. And she puts it to work immediately. She gives most of it away. Domestic violence and abuse charities. But keeps enough to start a nonprofit.
Probably gonna be named after her.
Calls it the Lenore Foundation.
Yeah.
After her daughter. And she saves a lot of lives. Would you like to know how many? Dozens in the first year, then hundreds. 600,000 5 years in, and in a decade, it's millions. This is the part I really want you to hear. You did that. When you got her out of the house, when you defied your father, you did that. You saved those people.
Fuck, this is getting me right now.
I thought you should know that.
That shit.
She's been texting you all night.
Madeline had this project.
But she lived on through sentient AI. Hey, she didn't deserve it, bro.
She used Lenore as a beta test.
In earlier episodes, like episode 3.
Lenore bot a little bit ago. I guess the goddamn thing was activated because it's been texting me. I'm stuck on some nonsense.
The Raven. The fucking Raven.
Once upon a midnight
dreary.
While I pondered, weak
and weary. Oh no, they killed Lenore. Oh no.
Deep into that darkness, hearing that the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word.
Lenore. And that was the one that he actually, like out of all of his children, like, he loved his grandchild the most.
And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
I knew this was going to essentially culminate with the Raven, but it's like, even him just sitting in that dark room, just being entranced by his own thoughts and everything, the images that he's seeing, like, it all fit for the Raven. But like, I honestly didn't give a fuck about the other deaths, but I actually cared a lot about hers.
World without pain. That was the whole point.
Oh, honey, don't kid a kidder. I've worked with a lot of truly influential people over the years, but when it comes to sheer body count, you're in my top 5.
God. He's like, damn, 5? Who the other 4?
New one every 5 minutes, just in the States, but...
Damn.
Open it up to the
They
world.
say they're all ravens, or they're just raining bodies. Wow.
Why did you come here tonight? On your way home. Your real home. That's your true monument, Roderick. Out there, it's a wonder of the world. And it's eternal. That's your legacy. Give yourself a minute, and then find your way home. Our business is almost done. You're going to call Auguste Dupin and ask him to meet you.
How much destruction that you made just from one simple deal.
And that was tonight.
It was.
Yeah, she's trying to hit you with a deal, nigga.
Roderick?
Oh, this is when she gets hemmed up, essentially.
Down here.
Does nobody in here be like, I think I'm good. How about you walk your ass up here real quick? Like, what the fuck?
Drink.
You know what? Yes, why the fuck not? We always said it was you and me against the world. We said we'd change the world. We did, didn't we?
We did.
When'd you start bringing this stuff here? Some of this is mine, isn't it?
A few days ago. Same reason the Pharaohs did.
To be buried with it. Trying to take all my shit. Yeah, the tomb. Trying to take all my shit to afterlife, nigga. Well, that's just the Egyptian theme that they kept bringing in there.
Would we have done anything different if we believed that woman in the bar was real? I suppose that's the only question left. I believed in enough to get an IUD, and you still wouldn't glove up with the fucking stewardesses.
Well, I was who I was.
Yeah, that explains why she didn't have any kids. She's like, I'm not trying to have anybody else pay for my bullshit, right?
You don't want Ligadone, don't buy it. You don't want to get addicted, don't abuse it. They're mad because we made it available and desirable. Hey, newsflash, it's our only fucking job. These people, they want an entire meal for $5 in 5 minutes, and then they complain it's made of shit and plastic.
True.
Funding AIDS research and diabetes and heart disease, just as soon as we figure out how to keep our geriatric dicks harder for a few more minutes. The Pentagon spent $83 million on Viagra last year.
Damn, is that the real estimate of that? God damn. It is a lot of old niggas right there.
We turn men into cum fountains and women into factories, cranking out what? An impoverished workforce there for the labor and to spend what little they make consuming.
Yeah, this is so much of a we live in a society moment.
Houses they can't afford, cars that poison the air, single-serve plastics, clothes made by starving children in third world countries, and they want it. And we're the problem.
It's like being mad at the drug dealer, but you're the one who wants the drugs. Hey, give us something better. I mean, you're the one smoking the crack right now, buddy. Like, it's not me. Like, he did the same thing to her. There, bitch, you was about to kill me. Damn, are you really... He really gonna take her brains out and her eyes out and shit? Is that what you've been preparing for this entire time? You're gonna take her organs out and shit?
You are a queen. You're a goddess. And you're gonna live forever.
Hey, yo!
What did you do?
I sent her off like a queen.
Then what the fuck is down there?
Queen Tusret. As a matter of fact.
He's like, I want people crazy.
And after you honored her.
Bro, I would have been more okay
you sure
with
she was
blowing
dead?
her back out than that. Like, what the fuck?
Thank you for coming tonight, Augie. I'm sorry for all the times I inconvenienced you. It may not have been perfect, but you can't say we didn't change the world. I knew I would climb to the top of the tower on a pile of corpses. And we told them it was about soothing the world's pain. That's the biggest lie we told. You can't eliminate pain.
God damn, bro. Get your black ass up and walk out. Bro, and the fact that you didn't even make sure she was dead is just what gets me. I like, what did you do? Cut off her tongue? Cut out her eyes? Oh, these white people crazy. What the fuck? And then it's like his castle falling down. His whole castle falls down with them. Their whole entire lineage, bloodline, everything they've had crumbled. No matter how big or small or insignificant it may have been. And she just stands on their graves.
Deep and dank tarn at my feet, closed sullenly and silently over the fragments of the house of Usher.
That must have been actually from that story.
It pulled other things down into the earth with it. My case for one, I put in for retirement, and I went home. Juno inherited everything, and she completely dissolved it. Repurposed into the Phoenix Foundation. Every dollar went for rehabilitation programs, addiction and recovery research, and she weaned herself off Ligadon.
Well, at least they gave her a happy ending. Like, yeah, they fucked over my baby Lenore, you know what I'm saying? Baby girl Lenore.
He surrendered himself at the courtroom and didn't utter a word in his defense.
She's like, you could have been chilling with me, bro.
Didn't know what to do with this. Because it don't matter.
Exactly. Like, what would be the point?
So take all that with you, why don't you? Goodbye, Roderick. I'm going home.
Just say, I'm getting too old.
My husband, my kids, their kids. I'm the
You wouldn't know
richest
nothing
man
about
in the
that,
world.
huh?
You know that?
He should be petty as fuck. You know nothing about that, huh? But never mind, they all here. Bring your black ass over here. Bitch, I'm gonna go stay with my family.
Thy soul shall find itself alone, mid dark thoughts of the gray tombstone. Be silent in that solitude, which is not loneliness. For then, the spirits of the dead who stood in life before thee are again in death around thee. Now are thoughts thou shalt not banish. Now are visions ne'er to vanish. The breeze, the breath of God is still, and the mist upon the hill, shadowy, shadowy, yet unbroken, is a symbol and a token. How it hangs upon the trees, a mystery of mysteries.
They spit. Fall of the House of Usher. Fucking Lenore at the end of the day. My God. Ah, man, that was a beautiful series and how it's done, and I am so glad that they did. My favorite author of all time, Edgar Allan Poe, and having his stuff in there, from The Raven to The Telltale Heart, A Midnight Dreary, Annabelle Lee, like The Pit and the Pendulum, The Black Cat. So much of his influence shaped the entirety of this story, and I love every single minute of it. And even some like ones that I don't necessarily remember or may have not even read, because like I said, he had a lot, and I mean a lot of stories and poems that he has written over time. But yeah, my favorite poet of all time slash author of all time, Edgar Allan Poe. I really like how they even put in, not only like they made the whole entire backdrop, the stories of these, and the thing is, I'm actually appreciative that I don't know any of the episode titles, to be quite honest, because I think the episode titles are most likely going to be his poems, essentially, that kind of revolve around it, because one was definitely Telltale Heart, one was definitely The Black Cat, one was definitely Raven, like, you know what I mean? So they would, at the end of the day, those being the central themes of the episode. Oh, also he did A Dream Within a Dream, that short little bit that they put in there. But the fact that in and of itself were like the big headlines of those episodes, I'm pretty sure that they named it that, and so that would have actually kind of ruined it for me to be like, oh yeah, that story, and then, you know, recalling it and stuff like that. So just go through this, seeing that artwork appreciated and changed in such a degree to modernize it, and also add it into some lines about even our society and its makeup in and of itself, I think was pretty well done in how the story goes. I think the weakest episode is like episode 1, only particularly because episode 1 is quite literally just introducing all the characters. So there's not really too much there. It kind of just lays the groundwork for a lot of stuff and how these people essentially coexist with one another. But as the bodies start dropping, things start kind of spreading out more with understanding other characters and whatnot. This is a series to me that doesn't need a second season, but if they did do it, you could do some more works by him. But I feel like you could just do another author or something, somebody who you know, had a lot of stories to tell in and of itself. Beautiful, so beautifully done at the end of the day. And I like how things aren't necessarily always beating your head over the head with stuff, like in a sense of not everything in it, well, everything in it is poetic, but not like, oh, we're saying poems 24/7 without every, like, you know what I mean? They didn't have to pour that much into it. They just had poems here or there that they cherry picked that kind of like help go into the story and just paint such a beautiful picture. I think the thing that does kind of essentially beat us over the head a bit is about society and just basically how the rich or people move within it who could solve all these problems and stuff, but decide to essentially take the power for themselves and just saying fuck off to everyone else, being a part of that problem. But I did like that, even though they do have that sort of thing that comes in there, like kind of talking about Monsanto and stuff like that, those companies that essentially just bit by bit take over the world and destroy its foundation, which we're standing on essentially while they're in their clouds, if you will. I did like how there's a rebuttal to that, right? There's two sides of the fence. That's how I am personally as a person. It's like you play the devil's advocate about things, look at things from multiple perspectives. You can't necessarily just have one. And so for that one, for the ending of this episode to kind of have Madeline going in there and then just basically saying like, nigga, you motherfuckers are the problem, talking to the masses out there, why certain things are the way that they are. It's because you're the ones who buy it. And it's kind of, it goes into line what people always say: if you don't like it, then don't buy it, then don't watch it, then they're gonna have to change their mind and do something else. And that's just exactly that. If you don't like the quality of certain things, if you don't like this or that, you can quite simply not buy it, right? You can quite simply not partake in it. Find different avenues if you need to. Not everyone is able to do this, of course, but at the same time, enough should be able to push some sort of change by changing their own directive in life, so these companies can't always just have one foot over your neck the entire time. They're going to have to pivot and shift to what the masses want, because that's how they make money at the end of the day. So I did like the rebuttal, because throughout it was kind of like beating us over with, this is how society is, these rich people are doing this and that. But then at the end, this is like the rich dialogue back to us. Like, we're a part of the problem, whatever, but you're the ones who kind of instigate this problem itself, because we're making a buck off of what you need type shit. And since you guys are constantly going after it, then why would we change at the end? So it's talking about accountability on all ends, which I do like, because it gives at least another perspective to it. Madeline as a character, oh my god, her whole entire personality was on that rah fight the power, like, you know what I mean, women have been put down and indoctrinated for too long. Like, I'm like, hey, look, I'm with her and shit, because I'm like, what she's saying isn't necessarily too wrong, but she just made it about her personality. She made that thing her personality to the most, to the fullest extent, and where it actually just kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of, as I said, you are so small. Like, the way that she kind of just bends her character to that sort of idealistic point of view of hers, of not real idealistic, not in a way of saying that. I'm searching for the word, but I'm missing it right now. But that whole view that is so detrimental about how men are in charge and stuff, and they're doing this and that. I'm like, she's not necessarily wrong about it. Like, people who would say that she's completely wrong is just kind of stupid at that point. She's right about a lot of stuff that she's saying, but it's the attitude in a direction towards it. And at times I'm just like, do you feel like your brother is going to be like this and shit like that? And then when you see her trying to step on the neck of her brother and everything, Lenore, my god, why did they have that? I genuinely teared up when it came to the moments with her, because I'm just like, man, she's just stuck in the middle of this, and she's the youngest out of everyone, not in the bullshit, doesn't do anything. Everyone else, and that's why you even have the character in this, time, Death or the Devil or whatever, you have them just being like, I've done this a lot, but this is one I didn't really want to do. Like, because of the fact that she's the only one who doesn't do a single thing in there, right? She's the only one who doesn't have a problem. She doesn't sell her soul. She doesn't fall into some, line of addiction or anything like that, or becomes a terrible person. She's actually good. She's also clear-headed, and from episode 1 that she's like that, but then it just goes into, some bullshit, and she essentially dies a martyr, in which she's now propped up into a foundation that her mother is at least founding. So at least there's that, but it was just really sad to see her go into that one. Overall, I enjoyed the fuck out of this series. I would want more, but it's just, to me, it's just so well written with these characters and how they represent certain stories and how they ingrained them together. It would have been nicer to kind of have the series a little bit longer to really like flesh some of the earlier characters out, because like, you get Perry, but you get Perry for like what, one episode, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really get to know them, but it's not necessarily them at the end of the day. It's just all about, the father and the sister and what they've done in order to essentially fuck over their own family. He went on some crazy shit. I'm like, bro, she woke up the same way as other people. That's why I'm like, as the other guy, right? You're in the middle of it type shit. He took out her eyes and then put in the... God damn. But that's what it is with this series, though. It's very poetic on all ends of the spectrum when it comes to these things. Certain things just reflect other things within the series, and I really do like that at the end of the day. I really enjoyed that, Pym is just like, Mark Hamill's character. He's like, bro, I'm good. Yeah, look, I've seen enough. I've done enough. I ain't no snitch. Like, you niggas ain't gonna get me. It's like, hey, I appreciate it, because we get to see it from another perspective of a person getting this deal. Like, oh, sure, you can live longer and shit like that. And he's just like, look, I'm already old. I've seen stuff, and like, even you saying, like, I've seen a lot of shit. And then she even says, you never took part in all of like wild stuff, really. And he's just like, well, you know what? I'm good. I'm good on that. I think it's just time for me just to go. At the end of the day, I've lived the life. I don't need to, cling on to something. He's not in the same sort of desperation that they were. They were trying to prove themselves, especially Madeline. It was just trying so hard to prove themselves, right? And then Madeline, since she thinks like every guy is essentially kind of dumb, leading with their dicks and shit like that, that's why she becomes so manipulative of even like, her brother, for instance. But yeah, just a lot going into this. Thought it was a fantastic series. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me, honestly. Arthur just kind of being released from his shit too. Just there's so much stuff we can talk about. But either way, that is pretty much it. I hope you have a good one. See you guys later. Peace.